3, 2, 1, action!
They told me the general idea, and it sounded so hilarious to me and really fresh and weird. And when I read it, I didn't think it could work, and I started reading it, and it just like, by the end of it, I was like choked up. I thought it was really beautiful.
And this was written really well, you know, the character was really intelligent, because I think that your movie, your action flick is only as good as how intelligent your villain is. So, you know, we definitely made sure that Scrooge was super intelligent, disgruntled employee, who then, you know, does a home invasion, which is very serious, actually. There's a lot of serious elements in this movie within the comedy and the action and the gore.
They only said one thing. They said it's like Die Hard with Santa Claus. Hearing that is like, oh yeah, that sounds cool, but it could also be a little too out there. But they sent me the script, and despite all the craziness, despite all the action, it still felt like a Christmas movie. So that was the reason why I jumped on it. Yes, I knew I could do the action, I knew I could do the humor, but the challenge to me, and what I would love to try to do, was to make it a movie with a big heart. Because if you nail that, you can go as crazy as you want on the other stuff.
I think people are gonna like how fun Violent Night is. You know, it'll be interesting when they start to put materials together and like how they're gonna promote this movie, because it is so crazy and bonkers. But when they realize that it is a movie about, you know, getting your Christmas mojo back, and it really has a ton of heart, and it really has a really good message at the end of it, I think people are gonna love it.
I mean, it's a wild movie, man. It's a all you can eat. It's got it all in it. Violence, gore, hilarity, really touching and moving, and great freaking action.
Well, when we meet Santa, he's kind of, I guess, a little bit depressed, right? At least he's lost faith. He's lost faith in himself and in Christmas and in us. And he feels like it's all about presents and consumerism, and we've kind of forgotten what it's all about.
10,000 years pass of him giving out toys, and he creates this commercialist, horrible world where kids just consume and just want more and more and more. And so he's become this fat, like, saccharine dude who's created this world of greed through an action that he thought was going to create generosity.
He goes on the journey of delivering the presents on Christmas Eve, and he's kind of half-assing it in a way. He's kind of just going through the motions, and he stumbles across this house that is, on the same night, taken over by terrorists. And it's basically the house of a family like the family in Succession. It's a bunch of rich people, but there's a little girl in there that still believes in Christmas, that still believes in Santa. And as the terrorist takes over, Santa kind of connects with this little girl and decides to help her. And it's through her and her steadfast belief in him and in Christmas that he kind of finds himself. And also by kicking ass, of course, and taking on the mercenaries and discovering another part of himself that I won't spoil, but kind of tying into his backstory of who he once was and why he can kick ass in the first place. But it really is this little girl and her belief in him and in Christmas that reinvigorates Santa and brings him back to his old self.
It's a very edgy Christmas movie, and I think people appreciate that. You know, we got the ones for the kids. This ain't for the kids, and that's the one we enjoy. There was some real dialogue in this movie that I was like, this is what I like to do. You know, I like to act, man. I'm an actor. I want rich dialogue. I want, you know, a character arc. I want some depth of feeling. I want to feel something, you know. And then they gave me that. I mean, this Scrooge is a twisted individual, but you understand him somehow. I mean, I don't know if you root for him, but you definitely have an understanding of why he is why he is.
One of the fun things that we thought, especially at the sort of setup of the movie, is that he fights with the stuff around him, which is like Christmas sort of ornamentation.
A big thing is the nice and naughty list, which we use in a big way, and Santa uses as a tool to not only see who's good, but also basically count the bad guys around him and how many he has left.
And that was one of the big ideas in the pitch of the movie that we thought was so fun. Like, you know, these innocent looking, you know, lights on your tree can strangle a dude to death in 2.5 minutes, or a nutcracker can be more than, you know, a lovely display for cracking nuts, which nobody even does, and it can turn into something really violent and gruesome, and we play into that a lot in the movie, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun for people to see.
I love the irreverent fights, so I mean, I knew I was going to like those. So they're stacking up a lot of great moments, and that's all you can hope for when you're shooting.
I'm so happy that we managed to preserve what we talked about from day one, which is the heart and the soul of the movie, and making it feel like a Christmas movie. And that was a goal of ours, actually, when we discussed it. Like, we want this to be the type of film that after you've seen all the classical Christmas movies and the youngest kids have gone to bed, then you put on Violent Night and you have some fun.
I can't picture anybody bringing what he's bringing to this Santa. I mean, the depth of feeling, the rage, the humor, the sort of casual behavior. I mean, nobody's got skills like this boy.
I think the thing that really interests me is he's got a real eye for story within the action world. And I think he takes an ordinary person and allows them to become this crazy action hero. And it feels fresh, what he's doing.
Dave just loves action and he loves humor, and he, same as me. And so we have a lot of fun not only coming up with the action and the action set piece, but also adding humor to it.
He's like a weird, like mad Norwegian kid. Again, very positive, very sweet, very enthusiastic, very supportive.
And always having fun with it, and always try to surprise the audience, making set pieces within the set piece.
That was the vibe that was on set the whole time. And just very creative, like willing to throw things out at a moment's notice and change it all up if we had a better idea. He really felt like it was like his story to tell.
Ready, and 3, 2, 1, go!
Anybody ask for a bat or a sword or Molotov cocktails?
Who did you hire to play Santa, huh?
You might be the real Santa.
Did she just say?
Nothing, she's joking, come on.
Down. Boom.
Be here with people you guys, yeah, right? So you know later